Hi everyone, Materim here with another battle report. Tonight is a little bit different. We're not doing narrative or practice for Southern Assault, but Skip and I have recently done an army swap. I kind of was getting bored with my Warriors of the Dark God, so I gave him those. And he had some smaller forces of Beastmen and Sylvan Elves, so he gave me those. Um, which I'm working on painting, and as always, I won't put them on the table till they're fully done. But since the Warriors are all painted, Skip decided he wanted to go ahead and get his first game in pretty quick. So I pulled out a list that I'd been working on for a little bit. So I'm bringing my Empire of Sonnstahl versus his new Warriors of the Dark Gods. He just wanted kind of a straightforward battle to kind of see what was going on, so we just did 4,500 points with no scenarios, just because that's how he requested it. So we just kind of grabbed some terrain and threw it on the table, so we're not using any particular maps or anything. It just kind of is what it is. So let's go ahead and get into deployment. Okay, so Warriors that are gods, starting on the left here, we have a Chimera. In the forest, he has a unit of 5 Wasteland Knights. They are full command, Mark of Lust, and they have the demon weapons. Next to that is a unit of 15 Wasteland Warriors to Wrath. They have full command and the Banner of Fury on them. In there, the one figure that stands out is his Lord of Wrath, which has the Ogre Sword, Spout of Rebirth, and Waste Hardened Skin. Behind that is a Shrine of Wrath. In front of that, I think this is already where he vanguarded them to, is his Warhounds. He has 5 of them. Next to that is a Fallen Beast, I think is what he's using that as. And then behind the Fallen Beast is his Battle Standard Bearer, who is a Harbinger of Chaos, with no special marks, just the Mark of True Chaos. He has the Talisman of Greater Shielding and the Ring of Fire on him, and he is on a Demonic Steed. Next to that is another 15 Warriors. These guys are Mark Lust with paired weapons, just like the Wrath guys are, so they're all paired weapons. In front of that is another unit of 5 Warhounds. And then up on the hill, he has a unit of 20 Barbarians of Pestilence with flails. And in with them is a Sorcerer of Pestilence, who is a Wizard Master, 4 spells with the Book of Arcane Power, Talisman of Shielding, and his spells come from the Path of Alchemy. All right, so across from him, I have my Empire Army. With starting on the left, I have a unit of 10 light infantry with handguns. Then a unit of 43 heavy infantry spearmen with full command. They also have the flaming standard. In with them is my battle standard bearer. He is a marshal with the blessed armor of Frederick the Great. Next to that is a volley gun. Behind the volley gun is my artificer with the ring of fire and the long rifle. Next to that, there it is. Next to that is a unit of 30 halberdiers in horde formation with full command, and in the center of them is a prelate with just paired weapons. Behind that is my wizard. He is a master wizard with 3 spells to alchemy, and he has the Talisman of Greater Shielding. He is on the Arcane Engine of Foresight, so he gets or radiates out lightning reflexes, though I will say for almost the entire game I forgot about that. It's been a while since I played my Empire, so I was forgetting a lot of stupid stuff. Then next to the halberdiers, there's another 10-man handgunner unit. Behind the handgunners is a mortar, which is being used by the old halfling hot pot. Then over here, I have a unit of 20 flagellants. Vanguarded up is my unit of 5 riders with brace of pistol. And in the back is my 10 knightly orders with full command. They have the Stalker's standard. And the fellow with the golden cape there is my prelate on horseback. He has the Axe of Battle, the Black Helm, and the Crown of Autocracy. So we went back and forth for a while, and as we were getting close to the end, I went ahead and dropped the rest, so I had a +4 to the first turn and took it. I realized that my biggest worry here, his combat blocks are just going to be better than me one-on-one, so I've got to deal with his chaff to prevent him from getting those one-on-one charges. So I'm going to come up as hard as I can here on the right flank. The flagellants are just going to spend some time walking through the water because I don't really need to bring them out yet, not until I get things into position, so that's not really a big deal. Everything else I'm just bringing up so I can do some shooting and try and get rid of those dogs. They're really my first target. Also, because of his barbarians up on the hill, I want to take as many shots with the mortar as I can before I start taking cover penalties from my own troops. So they're my first target for that. Over here in the center, I don't want to come up much. My hope is that he's going to be pretty aggressive with the stuff he has on this side and start pushing forward so that the stuff I'm bringing up on the right flank will be able to flank him and start breaking those units apart. So I don't really want to kind of come out and prevent him from advancing like I need him to. So I start things off during magic with the Ring of Fire from my Artificer, blows up 3 of the dogs, and they run off to where you can see them hiding between those 2 units now. I don't think I got any other magic off, so we go into shooting. The riders put 3 shots into the dogs on this side, but they do not panic. And then the handgunners take their shots, even with the inaccurate penalty. I managed to get a couple wounds through and finish the dogs on this side off. Then my Artificer with the long rifle ends up shooting through the gap and killing 1 more of the dogs over here. And then it's Warrior of the Dark God's turn, because none of my war machines could hit anything. He's got no charges, so the dogs start by failing to rally, because there's only 1 of them now, but ends within like half an inch of the edge of the board. Over here, he starts to push up pretty heavy. And he's not coming up here as hard as I would have expected. He does shoot the Chimera up off to my flank, but I was really hoping that he would push up more with the Knights and the Frenzied Warriors to help me kind of move against him. I think he's kind of unnecessarily afraid of my heavy infantry units, and I don't think he quite respects how much pain he can put out against them. So he's really just holding back. Over here you can see where he's moved up. I think these riflemen actually got 1 shot off on the Chimera last turn. So that's why they have a wound on them. Over here during his magic phase, he ends up getting Molten Copper off on my Knights and killing 2 of them. And then it's my turn. I actually tried to charge my Knights. I think I tried to charge them against the Lust Warriors that are in the back there, but I rolled garbage and only stumbled ahead a couple of inches. So I went ahead and moved my Riders so that they would block the Barbarians from coming in. Those Barbarians for him are a throwaway unit, but they've got flails, so the Strength 5 could really cause me some problems with my Knights if he just charges me in there or charges in at me. So I'm not really looking to let him do that. Then I went ahead and moved up the Flagellates a little more, so they're almost out of the water. Hopefully a charge against something soon will help them get out pretty quick. Over here, I start moving up the Halberdiers a little bit more. I'm really kind of want him enticing him to move in closer to me and see what's happening. I was really expecting him to just come on a little faster, and I figure maybe now I need to just prime the pump a little bit. Over here, I did reform my spearmen because I was worried about the Chimera coming in. Of course, I didn't move my gunman, which is going to be a problem because he's going to end up hitting. The way we measured it out, he is still in my front, so he's going to end up hitting the front of the gunman. And because they're not turned, he's not going to go into the spearmen, he's going to go past them. And if he rolls well enough, he's going to be off into my flank, and then for me to turn around and deal with him, I'm going to have to present my flank to the knights and the wrath warriors that are coming, and I really don't want to have to do that. Then I start trying to shoot. I think I tried to shoot the Chimera, misfired, and my volley gun can't shoot this turn. So yeah, it was ridiculous. I rolled 2 6s and a 5, which I thought was awesome until I read that 2 6s means it doesn't shoot and just misfires. So that's not happy. Oh yeah, and then the hot pot, needing a 6, I think, lands a big old rock on the warriors, or the barbarians here, and just absolutely murders almost all of them. As you can see, all he's got left in the unit is his spellcaster and 4 barbarian warriors. So, Warriors of the Dark Gods turn 2. He decides to go ahead and charge the barbarians into the riders. I stood and shot and accomplished nothing. Then he decides to charge the Warriors of Wrath into the riders as well. And the way they were lined up, he'd be able to clip. And with those 2 units hitting the riders, they were probably going to kill it. And then his overrun would have taken these warriors into the front of my knights. And I think for me to be able to handle these warriors, I really need the charge because I need that lance bonus. So I decided to go ahead and have my riders flee from that, which ended up carrying me off to the side here, and I ran over the impassable terrain. But I did pretty well and only had 1 of the riders die. So I'm okay with that. So here's where he looks like after the 2 failed charges. I think he tried to redirect with his Lust Warriors into my knights, hoping for the long bomb charge, and just didn't get it. Oh yeah, over here, he rallied the freaking dog. So it's back there. Oh, my luck. And then over here, he does his random movement to get his little Chaos Wanderer guy in the way to just try to block up things. He is stopping me from getting my knights into his Lust Priests, but with the way he's got just a shy bit of an angle on the Barbarians, I can't actually squeeze by the figure there and hit, like I'll clip 1 or 2 of my models against the far end of his Barbarian unit, which just is going to be more than enough to deal with those guys. And then my overrun should take me behind his lines, which is what I'm hoping will happen. And then over here, he starts advancing again. Not crazy. I think he's worried about... I thought when he put his knights in the forest there that he had the Stalker standard. I guess not. So he's taken forever to get out of the forest. And he's not really bringing his Wrath Warriors up too far either. You can also see, although I didn't take a picture of it, he did charge the Chimera into the front of my handgunners here in the bottom corner. He pops off Corruption of 10 on my knights, knocking them down to a 2-up armor save. And then during combat, the Chimera absolutely munches those guys. I think he leaves 2 of them left. They flee. I roll a 3 or a 4 to flee, and then he only rolls a 3 or a 4 to catch me. So he actually doesn't get out of the line of sight of my spearmen. So I'm hoping here I'll just rush into the side of him, kill it, and turn around so that I'm not showing my flank. So we go to my turn 3. I actually do try the charge with the knights into the barbarians, and he turns and runs. I thought that was kind of ill-advised because he's below 25% of the unit, so he's going to have a hard time rallying, but I think he kind of looked at it that he was going to die anyway, so he might as well take his chances doing that. So I redirected into the Chaos Spawn thing, and also brought the Flagellants there as well. You can also see that I rallied my light cab and start working them back around. Now over here, this was stupid. So I charge the Chimera, and he flees, because I kind of forgot they could do that. I thought for some reason they were like immune to psych, but that's not the case, so he was able to flee. He didn't flee very far, so the likelihood is I was going to catch him. The downside is if I had done so, I would be presenting my flank to his knights in a forest where I'm not getting any rank bonus. I decided I didn't want to do that, so I I redirected my charge into the knights, even though I needed a 12 to hit them on the dice. Figuring there's no way I'm going to hit them, I'll get a couple of inches forward, and it'll have me pointing in the right direction. So I get the redirect, and I throw the charge dice, and wouldn't you know it, a 12 on the dice. I go screaming away from all my support and run right into the knights, while at the same time presenting just an absolutely beautiful flank charge to those Wrath Warriors, and pretty much serving up my spearmen with my BSB in it on a silver platter. Boy, was this a bad decision. So everything else here I just had to push up. I just needed to get to where I could support the unit. I just don't have the movement to get there and stop that flank charge. So this is bad. I do remember to turn my wizard to look at the Chimera, so hopefully I can take him out this turn either with the ring or the long rifle. So to help me out, I throw some magic. I toss Glory of Gold on the spearmen and make the knights flammable. I also have been forgetting about the spells on my prelates, which is just bad call. But they really aren't going to help up to this point, so just another thing I was forgetting about earlier. And over here, things don't go bad. I don't kill anything. He only kills, I guess it's 5 or 6 of the spearmen, which he rolled just awful. So I've got lots of ranks, and I stick this time. I was really kind of hoping to get some lethal strike wounds through. It just wasn't happening. Over here, we do kill the Chaos Spawn thing, and my knights overrun into the front of his Lust Warriors, which is good because I, again, need that Strength 6 to be able to deal with them, I think. Warriors of the Dark Gods, turn 3, brings his general unit of Wrath Warriors right into the flank here. The other thing you'll notice is in the back, his BSB on the Demonic Steed is still hanging out there. Again, I think Skip is not really paying attention to how good those characters can be. If I were him, and we talked about this after the game, I would definitely have been throwing that guy into something, but he's just kind of sitting back there providing normal BSB stuff, and he spends way too much points to make that happen. He really should have been getting him into stuff. He also fails to rally his wizard's unit with the barbarians, and they run like 11 inches right the hell off the board. Oh, but he does rally the Chimera, which turns around to face me again. And he starts bringing up his stuff here. I think he's just wanting to keep the shrine in order so that I can't drop rocks on it or drop mortars on it once he kills my spearmen. Not without getting the protection. I think it's a 5-up ward save. And boy, did that go badly for me. He has to declare a challenge with his general. I toss my champion for the unit at him. He gets stomped with maximum combat res. I do actually kill 3 of the knights here and 2 of the Wrath Warriors. But I lost like 12 or 13 spearmen in return. So I auto-broke, and he ran me down. But on the plus side, He did not roll very well. I think he rolled a 4 or 5 for the Wrath Warriors, which puts them in a perfect position to be charged from behind by uh, my halberd horde. So I think, I mean, he'll still probably kill about half that unit, but I think I can win the combat just from the static res at that point, but we'll have to see. And over here, he flubbed. I armor saved everything. He did no wounds, and I end up doing enough where he broke, and I ran the Warriors of Lust down. So EOS turn 4, I get my charge into the back. He's still got because each of these guys has 4 wounds, so he's still going to throw 20 attacks backwards before I get to attack. Plus his general has to declare a challenge, and I don't want my prelate not to be able to give his bonuses and stuff, so I've got to throw the champion at it. So I'm going to toss him a bunch of combat res with that, and hopefully not too many of these guys die. I'm going to need a good magic phase to help me out here. Over here, I just turn my units, I start pushing up for support, but they're way behind. The knights are going to get into stuff back here, but I don't know how they're going to be able to handle things. Specifically that character. We'll just have to see what happens. And then I get an amazing 12 dice magic phase, and without him having a wizard, it's magic dominance to the Empire of Sonnstahl. My Ring of Fire from the wizard or from the Artificer blows up the Chimera. I also get 2 of the battle spells off. I get the +5 ward save against close combat. I also get the reroll to wounds on the halberdiers, and that is just massive. During shooting, my gunmen line up a good shot and crack off the one remaining dog, so he can't prevent my knights from getting into the back of his BSB. And over here, it doesn't look like he did much, but these dice here show that he's actually killed 8 of these guys. But I didn't actually want to take them off until we figured out where things were going. But yeah, he killed 8 of my halberdiers before he got to go, plus the champion. But I actually managed to take out a lot of them in return. I won this by 1 or 2. It wasn't much. And he ended up breaking, and I ran him down. At this point, he's got 2 knights, a shrine, and a BSB, so my opponent decided to call it here and surrender. So that turns into an Empire of Sonnstahl victory by surrender at top of 4. It was a pretty good game. I definitely think that my opponent made some choices in list building based on an unfamiliarity with the army. I don't think the shrines are that good. I think he had better places to put his points. I also think he basically wasted points on a BSB that could have handled a lot of what I had and just left him in the backfield being a BSB. But that's something that he'll just get used to as he plays the army and realizes that those killer characters on demonic steeds are really gross. But we'll see. I like my list quite a bit. This is what I've just been kind of playing with in my head. I like the mortar. The organ gun was a little weak just because I can't roll for crap. But the rest of the army I like. It's got a decent amount of shooting. It's got some good combat potential if I can remember my buffs and stuff. And the knights are there to kind of deal with anything that... Like, the knights and the flagellants are both there to kind of deal with things I don't think the normal rank and file can deal with. The knights by just hitting it with a lot of high strength attacks. The flagellants just by tying it up for a while. I didn't really need that here. I mean, the knights certainly helped against those lust warriors. Just being able to hit a ridiculous number of attacks was certainly good. But the flagellants just kind of played in the water and then wandered around aimlessly for a while. I don't even think they got to swing against the chaos, the one fight they were in, because I think the knights killed them first. But But all in all, it was an interesting battle. I might tweak the list a little bit, but I definitely want to try it again against maybe different opponents and see where it stands. I certainly, Skip and I had some words after this, kind of talking about what he was thinking in certain choices in his list. So I think he's got some different ideas now and knows what he wants to play with and tweak around. So we'll probably see a very different list from him next time. But I certainly look forward to it. I think he's going to enjoy playing the Warriors. It's a little bit more straightforward maybe than the Sylvan Elves or the Beastmen, and he might have a better chance to get a good grasp on it. But hope you guys enjoyed this one. This will be actually the last battle report before my stuff from Southern Assault. I'm actually about to leave for that tomorrow morning, or tomorrow during the day. So I'm hoping, I do have one practice game I know I'm going to get in the day before the tournament, and then 5 games for the tournament. So at least 6 that will come out of that. So I look forward to that, and I hope you do too. Hope you guys like this one. As always, if you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you are so inclined, feel free to go to my Patreon and make a donation to the channel. Anything is appreciated to help us get out to games and do things to bring more content to the channel. So I wish everyone else who is going to Southern Assault and maybe watching this the best of luck, and I will see you guys there. And for those who aren't able to come, I will be bringing you content as soon as I can get it put together. So we'll catch you next time, guys. Bye.